Hello everyone, welcome to Dorothychiapiano, where I talk about all things piano teaching and piano learning. So today we continue on the topic of finding piano teachers, and we are going to look at teachers that teach at music schools. Let's begin. So there is a certain individual that I keep seeing again and again, telling everyone on Facebook not to sign up for piano lessons with music schools, and I think that is not very professional. Yeah, I think all music schools in Singapore, at least, are creditable because first of all, you have to be registered with Ministry of Education. Um, Rather, I think it's the teachers that you end up studying with at that particular music school. But let's dive into music schools. I think that the pros of putting your child at a music school is that if you are working with very young children, yeah, music schools have very good programs, especially for children and young children, 4 years old, 3 years old. A lot of music schools have very good reputable programs that is conducted in a group setting at the music school. Now, this is often lacking in especially private teachers or teachers that go to your house that teach one to one because of limited resources and limited space. All right, but in the music school it's different. They do have bigger classrooms and lots of instruments and lots of percussion instruments that actually is very conducive for conducting group lesson. So I think that's the pro, yeah, of doing lessons at a music school. So the other thing is that all music schools are accredited with the Ministry of Education, which means to teach at a music school, you have to be a registered teacher with Ministry of Education. All right. So this is another plus point because let's say if you sign up with a private teacher through an agent, some of these private teachers are not registered with MOE. So you really don't know what you're getting. And they could be charging 200 over a month, and they could be just fresh out of grade 8 or very inexperienced. I saw one advertising her expertise, claiming she has A-level music. Yeah. A-level music definitely is something. Yeah, I'm not saying it's nothing, but it's different from, let's say, having a diploma in piano teaching or having a degree in piano pedagogy. So it's a different tier altogether. All right. So there isn't any standardized grading of piano teachers. But at least if you put your child at a music school, you can be sure all the teachers are registered with Ministry of Education. Um, the more reputable big schools have their own curriculum. All right. So teachers are trained in-house to follow their curriculum, and there is someone senior overlooking the training, and you also have a group of specialists that devise that curriculum. So there is some progression that the child is put through. So whether it's going through some in-house exam or the public exams like ABRSM, yeah, the child actually follows some sort of curriculum. Now, if you study one-to-one with a private teacher, you don't know what that teacher is teaching. So especially with very new teachers, yeah, um, their curriculum, they might not even have a curriculum in place, and so your child end up being their lab rat. Okay, so if you study with one-to-one teacher, private teachers, then make sure that that teacher has years of experience and a good reputable um, output of students that have done well, whether it's in exams or competitions. Yeah, so the reputation of that teacher. Now, the cons would be that you can't choose your private teacher. It's like going to polyclinic. You can't choose your doctor. But if you go to a private GP, you know what you're getting and who you're meeting. You can choose the doctor that you want to see. All right. So same thing. When you go for private teachers, you can choose the teacher. So you can do your research and say, I want to study with Dorothy Chia, who has over 30 years of experience teaching a wide array of students of varied abilities and standards. All right. So, but if you are at a music school, you can't really choose your teacher. The admin outside would just look at your timetable and allocate you to a teacher that has an available slot. All right. So that is one of the con. Another con would be that there's a high turnover rate. Sometimes these music schools hire teachers that's on S-Pass, and so they have a lot of foreign teachers from China, from Malaysia, from Thailand, our neighboring countries, all right? And these teachers, once their contract is up, they might not continue. Okay, so there's a high turnover rate. And when they change teachers, it's just like 1 minute, 1 week, you're studying with this teacher, and the next week the teacher has left, and then you have to, you are put into another teacher that has taken all the workload of the teacher that has left. All right, so that's another con. So I would say that every choice you make, whether it's studying with a teacher, going to their house, or having the teacher come to your house, or going to a music school, has its pros and cons. So do stay tuned. Next week we will look at teachers that come to your house. Yeah. So that's it for today. So till the next video. Bye bye.